I am going live right now. My Twitch is having issues being authorized. So what I'm going to do is pretend like I know what I'm doing and pretend like I'm not trying to relog into Twitch while I talk to you guys. Mike Fatum, of course, comes from Star Trek Online. He is a community manager, really the power behind the throne when you think about it. Mike, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. It's actually Fatum.
Fatum. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally
wow,
fine.
That's insulting too. I'm sorry. I wasn't even trying to put that together.
That's totally fine. Do not worry about it. If you were the first person to get it wrong, maybe, but since that's been happening my entire life.
Right.
That's one of those if I had a penny for every time things.
Right, and so we're going to be giving it a quick second. I finally got Twitch going, so it should be not only going live on ours, but also going live on my Twitch, as well as Perfect World's Twitch. And we'll be playing Star Trek Online tonight. We'll also be doing some giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. Usually, for those who are new, who are coming from the Twitter of Star Trek Online, I usually give it a couple of seconds or a couple minutes to let people come in. So say hi, see what's going on. Jonathan Stevie in the house, 14K Leom, Revan, as always. Man, I've been talking to Revan since this channel began. I don't know why I just said his name wrong. Han Solo, so that's always a positive when you have fictional characters in here. So
Han Solo. Sorry,
exactly.
I gotta say it like that.
And let's see. We also got No Stripe. So tonight we'll be talking. Really, it's going to be just relaxed. Me and Mike just hanging out, enjoying what's been going on. We'll be playing the Deep Space Nine episodes for about an hour or so. And I mean, I got a couple of things that we may want to talk about, but it's honestly up to you guys. In the chat, just let us know. One thing to remember is in either this week or next week, I'll be starting a brand new series, which will be Starship Lore. It's something that people have been asking for a while. And what's really cool is I'll be doing a lot of ships that are from Star Trek Online, as well as ships that are from the shows and things. And I'll also be partnering up with Eagle Moss, who's going to give me a couple of miniatures, and it's going to be a lot of fun breaking it down.
Their ships are so pretty. I've got a couple of them on my desk. Their stuff is really, really cool.
Oh yeah, I was really excited when they wanted to partner up. It's pretty cool. And fun fact, Mike, you might not know this, but one of the first ones I'm getting is their new Voyager XL ship, which we have been having a huge disagreement on the channel about if Voyager is a science ship or if it was a ship made for combat. So let me.
I believe in the very first episode, doesn't Janeway say this is a science vessel? Pretty sure that comes up a few times.
See, but and here's where you're going to hate playing with me, because I'm going to tell you in episode 2, or in season 2, episode 24, The Thaw, Tom Paris specifically says that it is a ship that was made for combat and not made for long range, not to go long spaces, and in the episode Equinox, or Equinox, I always say that wrong and people get mad at me. I had to unsubscribe because I couldn't say Equinox. Yeah, it's crazy. In Equinox...
Hey, James, not to interrupt, just so you know, I think your Twitch is still offline.
Is it not? It said it was online?
Yeah, I'm trying to host you and I'm getting that you're offline.
I want to blame
Canada?
Voyager for that. Yeah, Canada. Let's blame Canada. Okay, here we go. It should be going online in just a second.
Okay.
And in Equinox, Janeway calls it a combat vessel. It's just me joking around. I think, honestly, in my opinion, let's see if you would buy this. Again, I'm more in the minutia than you are, but post Wolf 359, ships were made as a multi-purpose, which was for combat to fight the Borg and for science, and I think that's why we have the duality there.
It's possible.
Yeah,
that would make some sense. I also think, because I very distinctly remember them specifically being a science ship. If Thomas Maroney was here, he's our lead ship designer. He knows all this stuff.
Right.
But it's very possible that also it started out as a science ship, and then by season 2, the writers were like, "But why does it have all of these phasers?" Combat ship. Okay. Here we go.
Well, there's a couple of questions to that. Why did they send a science ship to hunt down the Maquis? I mean, I guess you have the sensors, but I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to beam up to our ships. I'm getting attacked by... Is that you? Who's attacking me?
I don't know. I'm not attacking you.
Oh, it's someone in
being
the fleet.
attacked by probably a chat member. With a lot left.
Someone in our fleet. What up? All right. We're going to go ahead and get started.
All right. Beam me up, Scotty.
I'm going to beam you up. Let's see. Do we want to invite other people into the?
We totally can. I'm
Okay.
totally down with it.
Okay, I'll invite them. Invite to team. We got a now something new that you may not know. Where when I get a super chat, I dance for a little bit. So I'm going to dance for about 30 seconds, and then I specifically read what they say. Love your content. Keep doing the good work. Hey, Church Nexus, I'm here for you. I do the good work for you. So I'll
Okay,
keep doing it.
so this is the dance. This is the move
Let me
right
see.
here.
That is the move. Yes, that is
okay. That is the move. All right,
there.
let me know, and I will join in the dance party.
See, everybody dances.
Everybody dance now. And there's also, of course, the Ambassador Kel dance you could do, which is, do a little this, and then get struck by lightning.
Just go by. Yeah, we'll do. That's what we'll do because we're playing. Let's see. No Stripe.
The important part is the getting struck by lightning.
Exactly. No Stripe 361 says, I think is a long-range science... No, I'm sorry, that was Sequanwa. I think it was a long-range science frigate. No Stripe says it's a combat/science vessel. Yeah, I give you guys a hard time, but I sincerely believe that it is a mixture of the two. I think it's a multi-purpose because every ship post-Wolf 359 is made like a beast. It has a bite to it. And I just think that they make it multi-purpose and that they can interchange roles. So... All right, so we're about to get ready. Let me go to the episodes right here now. I have already told...
Well, it looks like Corey 2000 is a very definitive answer. He says, Voyager was designed for science, but after the Borg, even the space porta-potties, were made for combat. I think it was chosen because of the speed. That makes sense.
Yeah, especially the space porta-potties. That's a huge deal right there. All right, let me see. Now... Again, I'm what they call a filthy casual. I'm going to start this up. I'm going to share it, and then we just got to all get there at the same time. Is that how that works?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Share away, sir.
I'm about to... Can I invite... I don't think I can invite this person. Okay. Let me see. Share away. I have to go here. I have to go to episodes. Oh, we will be playing... I don't know if I pointed this out, but we're actually going to be playing Deep Space Nine in celebration of the 25th anniversary for Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Was last week.
Exactly. All right, the order.
A lot of people wanted to know why we didn't do anything in game for the 25th anniversary. To which I said, just wait.
See.
Yeah, we had at STLV this year, which is the big Star Trek convention. We put out a teaser trailer for something we're not talking about any more than this teaser trailer. But the teaser trailer was the wormhole opening up outside Deep Space Nine. And a bunch of Jem'Hadar ships coming through with the words "Victory is Life" 2018. So
yeah, I saw that. I saw that on 10
what that
forward.
might mean.
Right, and I saw that on 10 forward where you said that, and then it actually opened up. I'm pretty sure you did that on purpose.
Oh, that's right. I guess I was talking about the wormhole opening up, and it opened up.
Right.
I felt like a prophet.
You felt like. All right. Accept the new link. Nope. All right. Let's see, we go to the factory. So we got to actually go to the beta quadrant, which I am not in. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, again, as far as I understand, like we're doing the factory, right? And it never allows me to go there until I get into the beta quadrant where where Bajor is. Is that the way it's supposed to be?
I'm not sure I understood the question.
Okay, sure. So when you open up the galactic map, right? And you see how you have the alpha quadrant, the beta quadrant?
Right.
I can't just tell my ship to go to Bajor. I have to get into the alpha quadrant before it'll let me go. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. I think it's because of the way the maps are divided up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That would make sense. All right. So let me see. Now I'm in it. What am I doing? I love being a noob.
I don't have the mission shared yet. I don't know if you've done that.
You mean on Twitch?
No, the mission in game. I don't think.
I can't get to it yet. Do I pull it up there? I can share it. Yeah, duh. Yeah. God, I'm so good at this game. I'm just so epically good at this game. Don't be jealous, Mike. I mean,
I am so jealous.
Oh yeah, and we got a super chat that says "Don't dance." So we're going to dance to the not dancing.
Have to dance.
Yeah.
Don't understand. Exactly.
In your opinion, Laura, would you say that Star Trek Online is the closest thing to being canon? See, you're going to get me and Mike in a fight. Is what that? That's exactly what they know my opinion on. All right, so I would say that I have come around to, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to go into the sector, but it won't let me. Is there a button somewhere that I'm supposed to hit?
Where? Wait, where
I'm literally on the zone to where you would go.
Let me look at you.
Unless I'm headed the wrong way. Watch me be headed the wrong way. That would be hilarious.
No, you're going the right way. There should be a incoming hail, bottom right. Click on that.
Oh. No, hot lead. Appears Tholiana. Warp to the alpha. There we go.
Yeah, that was... Oh.
So,
yeah. I think you might have accidentally clicked out of that while you were doing something else.
Yeah, while I was trying to, be all suave and stuff. So I shared it, so everyone should have shared it with. Here's my opinion.
Okay.
And, you're welcome to disagree with this.
I disagree. No, I don't know.
Exactly. I would agree with what it says on your website, which is it's soft canon, meaning that I can accept it as canon unless on the small or big screen it is overridden.
Absolutely,
and
that is precisely the wonderful area in which we sit. And the nice thing about where our game is set is that nobody else is setting anything in post Voyager world right now.
Right.
Everything's all prequely, so almost nothing we do gets contradicted.
Right.
But yeah, if somebody like say Tarantino makes a Star Trek movie and that comes out with something that completely contradicts our game, then that's canon, and what happened in our game is not.
Right. Well, here's my thing. I would consider alpha canon to be movies, anything that's on screen. I would consider below that Star Trek Online, and below that would be any games and any books. Because of where you sit, when I do alpha canon, I don't include Star Trek Online, simply because there's a slight, I guess is a word to use, that it could be overridden, whereas they're a lot more picky. I'm not saying they don't do it, but they're a lot more picky in trying not to override what's already been done on the thing. Got a question for you, and we got a dance again from the Terror of Death, who says, "Hey, Michael, I was wondering, what is your opinion of the Vesta and Luna class ships?"
Okay, so the Vesta and Luna class. This is where I get into trouble. There are over 500 ships in our game, and I don't always know every ship the way that I probably should. So my opinion as a primarily Klingon players is that the Vesta and Luna ships are Federation ships.
Okay.
The entirety of my opinion. I don't really, have a lot of, I don't dive deep into ship builds the way like our STO build subreddit, Academy on the do. I have my Jem'Hadar ship, like Klingon. I have the.
You're breaking up a little bit.
And I have the USS Vengeance on my main character or on my Federation character because I think it's pretty. But I don't necessarily pick ships for being the best stuff, and I don't, off the top of my head, know what the Vesta and Luna classes look like. So I assume they're pretty because all of our ships are.
Exactly. Which ships are not pretty? There aren't any in Star Trek Online. Where do Star Trek Encyclopedias fall under? So, interestingly enough, most books, Gene Roddenberry hated expanded universe in a lot of instances. And so when it comes to books, I generally, most all of them, consider, as I just said. I would say star charts I would put above Star Trek Online, simply because there is some evidence that they... by the way, I'm headed there right now. I'm not just talking to people.
Yeah, I'm following you. I'm right behind you.
Why is it not... Am I going to the right... Yeah, I am. Okay. And I'm going to stop right here.
Factory where you're going?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to stop right here. We're not going
to... begin it, so...
Let me finish this real quick, and then we can go ahead.
Yeah.
Star Charts has evidence that it is supported by CBS. Not Roddenberry, but CBS. So I would put Star Charts as probably the only book above Star Trek Online, when I use it. A lot of the encyclopedias contradict each other because they were done at different times. For instance, during the Next Generation, when we had a scale down of Starfleet militarily because of Roddenberry, ships are a lot weaker than in the DS9, but they're supposed to be the exact same ship. So I generally will just use, like a huge fight I get into beyond Voyager with a lot of my audience is the Akira class is apparently supposed to have 15 torpedo bays in Canon.
Okay.
And that's been said by the person who designed it and a couple other things. We never see that, and we never see any evidence of that in Canon. So I'm reluctant to say that simply because it's never justified beyond what someone who doesn't own the IP says. And I'm not trying to put that down. That's not...
No, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
And the person, I forget his name, but I've researched him. He's a brilliant guy, and he made a beautiful ship. It's just I'm reluctant unless it's on screen or a CBS exec says it. All right, so I'm going to hit begin the factory.
So speaking of Eagle Moss, apparently, I guess today, they just announced on StarTrek.com their new line of Discovery ships.
Yeah,
so if you like
that.
the ships from Discovery, they're all there.
I saw that. You're going to find my audience is not huge Discovery fans, but
I have that sometimes in my audience too.
I saw that. That'll be interesting. I'm going to do that as well.
Yeah. Some professor, I can't read your name on this Twitch stream, but wanted to know if Spock entering the red matter black holes, if that was canon and alpha canon. Yeah, it is, because the JJ movies are canon. So that is canon. That happened. And is included in our game as well.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. They think that because it was in a JJ-verse movie, that it's not canon because it happened before. No, it happened in Prime, and then things changed after that. The Hobus definitely is a Prime line. Now, we can sit here and argue about whether we liked it or not. I'm not the biggest fan of them destroying Romulus, but it definitively happened, right?
Yeah,
so
it happened. And actually, like everything in the JJ movies happened. It just happened in not the Prime timeline.
Exactly.
In Alpha canon, you could say, other than STO's storyline, we don't know what happened.
Right.
After that, really. So, I mean, there's the comics, but they're also soft canon. So, who knows? Other than play Star Trek Online, and we'll tell you. And whoever bought the big Folian battleship here, that's very appreciated.
Oh, right there, Ezra. So, interesting thing. By the way, let me know how the sound is. It sounds a little high on my side, so if the game is too high, let me know. Off on my Twitch, I want to say hi to Admiral Saval, as well as Darth Nikta and Sam Kosh. Man, where was I going? I need to stop multitasking. What were we talking about beforehand? I'm bad at this.
Well, actually, I'm going to answer a question while you're thinking about it, because Admiral Saval wanted to know about Discovery ships in Star Trek Online.
Gotcha.
And as you would know if you watched our weekly streams, which you can see 4 p.m. on Twitch. Every Wednesday at 4 p.m. PST on Star Trek. Twitch.tv/perfect. But we don't talk about upcoming content. We don't like to announce things before they're ready to be announced, because things change in game development all the time. However, in terms of the question of whether there'll be Discovery stuff in our game, Star Trek Online is a CBS licensed game, and Discovery is a CBS show. So, I mean, put the math together. I'm sure you can. That's my typical response.
Also, we can't confirm it. I may be voicing a captain in the future, so we can't. No, we're not. I'm just kidding. I forgot we're on the Perfect World Twitch. We're not. We're not at any point. There's been no agreements with that.
There's been nothing about that yet. Also, our game is a SAG game, so unless you're SAG, we can't. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
otherwise, I'd be voicing a captain of the game.
I guess I'm joining SAG, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Get right on.
I'll say this. One thing that's important to me. I don't partner with companies that, first off, I don't think my audience would enjoy you guys. And I also, they have to have a certain level of professionality, and it has to be clean, and I just have to trust them. I really love the interactions I've had with Star Trek Online, both with, like with Mike and with others, as well as just playing the game and such. I really enjoy Star Trek Online. I think it's awesome. I wouldn't partner otherwise. So it's worth trying out. I know there are people who have some issues with it, but if you haven't done it yourself, you should definitely go and at least try it. And if you love the Star, yeah, and if you love the Star Trek storyline, then there's absolutely no reason you need to.
Yeah, we've got so many of the different cast members from the shows in the game now, like almost the entire cast of Voyager. We've got Worf, we've got Martok. I mean, and there's more coming that I can't talk about right now that will really blow people away. So it's a good time to get in on that Star Trek Online. I don't know why I went to a southern accent, but it's happening now, and we're stuck here.
Because everybody loves southern accents. That's why.
Apparently.
Scenario: what if the Romulans kick the Vulcans off Vulcan instead of the other way around? What is that? I mean, what era are we talking about?
I think way back in the day when they first split as a species is what he's asking.
Well, that would completely change the United Earth's history, for sure. I think that we would have seen Romulus and Romulans find Earth first, and we probably would have seen a subjugated United Earth, because Romulans are really known for not being the kindest to civilizations who are less than evolved than they are. Well, not evolved, technologically evolved is what I'll say. And they have been known to subjugate other races. So that's what I'd say.
Earth was in real bad shape when the Vulcans found us. So
absolutely.
I think the Romulans would have looked at it as an opportunity rather than looking at it as a someone to help.
And I think the chains, I don't think it necessarily would have been like if the Klingons had found United Earth. I think they would have done it in a way that made it seem like Earth had options when they don't.
Yeah.
Let me see. All right, here we go. Going over here. We got a scan. Are you scanning it for me? No, you're not. Who's the IG?
Oh, apparently my ship's really beat up. Hold on just a moment.
I think he's talking about the Sundering. Scenario: what if all humans were augmented? See, now we're just going to get scenarios. This is why we don't answer questions like that. Will the Delta Quadrant ever get opened up more? They don't talk about future things like that, if I understand correctly. But I think we can all agree that would be awesome, and that everything's on the table.
Victory is life.
Victory is life. What are your guys' thoughts on Daton?
Oh, I like Daton. I like the idea. I mean, obviously, people will say I'm biased, but as a character, I like him. I like the idea of a Romulan character who's kind of a pacifist. This is the repelling mission.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to help. My repelling is not working. Here we go. Helping people rise above. Wow, I'm in a wall. You're repelling off my face. Okay,
I see you right there. Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's going to be a meme.
The repelling has never worked. Anyway, he's a. I like the idea of a Romulan character who's like trying to help his people rise above, as opposed to, Portal Shiar or Romulans.
Right.
It's an interesting concept, and it was a good way to be able to have a player Romulan race.
Right. Which, yeah, I think that's cool as well. By the way, something that I find funny, and I hope it's okay, it's going to be like, I'm never going to come on with this guy again. In games, they have to explain things when there's no reason your character should not know it. So, like, one of the things was, what is Ketracel White?
Oh yeah.
It was only it was only a part of the most major war that the Starfleet had ever seen. That is probably taught at grade level 1.
Well, I think that's in there both for, like your character probably wouldn't know it, but also, or maybe would know it, but also there might be people who play this game who only watch TNG,
right?
Or only watch the original series and are like, "What's the Gem Hadar?"
Right. No, I get why it's there. That's what I said. I understand. It's for the player, but it's just funny when someone who most likely knows. Why are there fish on the ground?
Whoever fired off the fish party gun, I love you. This is one of our anniversary party guns. So you can go Klingon ice fishing for gummy fish at the winter event, and so that year for the anniversary, our party gun fired off gummy fish that would just flop around.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find that very intriguing. Can you get a Breen bridge crew in Star Trek Online?
I think you can get a Breen bridge officer. Don't quote me on that. You may only be able to get Breen duty officers, which, for those of you who don't know, bridge officers are the ones who you can actually have on your bridge and, like, you know, coming with you on missions. Duty officers are the lower decks crew members that, you know, you can send out on away missions and such.
Right.
And I know you can get a Breen duty officer. I don't know if you can get a Breen bridge officer, but I'm pretty sure you can. But I don't think you can get a full crew.
Bridge officer confirmed is what I heard in that.
Yeah.
Solar Gateway. Mike said it, so you know.
Yep. That's 100% confirmed now.
100% confirmed
100%,
now.
except if it's wrong.
Moist Void became a lore apprentice. Welcome. That's an odd name, but welcome to the apprenticeship.
Kind of a cool name. I can see him walking into conversations being like, "I am the voice of the void."
And I'm moist.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. I love sometimes these cutscenes. It's not just this, but they're very exuberant in the way that they present themselves.
There's some older animations in this game. Our new animator is fantastic, but some of the older animations are a little rougher. And I wish we had time to go through and fix them all, but that is a lot of animations to fix.
All you got to do is, you know, work for free and not worry about, you know.
Oh God, we did a stream a while back for we all played the Star Trek tabletop game. A bunch of the developers did, and there was somebody. We did it like, you know, after work, like 6 o'clock at night, and somebody got mad because we were spending that time doing that instead of fixing bugs.
People
I was like, no, that's not how any of that works.
People get mad unreasonably. I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's see. They're talking about the Oberth, the absolute worst ship on that has ever been designed in ever, no matter what.
Worst ship that's ever been designed ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all that is bad. Anything that has ever happened on planet Earth is
the Oberth's fault.
Is the Oberth's fault. Yeah. You can't say it didn't. Think of the worst thing. The Oberth exists, and that happened. So that's actually for those who aren't regulars on the channel, which you need to become, by the way. When I do breakdowns, I do battle breakdowns of Deep Space Nine, of the Borg attacks. I did a battle breakdown of Wolf 359 where I go through all the ships, the attack, the strategies, all of it. I did Wolf 359, Sector 001. At Wolf 359, there was an Oberth there. Not Star Trek Online. Would you like to know the canon for what an Oberth has?
Yes, I would love to know what the canon for an Oberth is.
2 phasers and a photon torpedo.
Why does that ship exist, and why was it in a battle?
No, it gets better. How many ships do you think were at Sector 001? Now, don't go crazy with it. But
I'm going to say 30.
Yeah, you're going
low.
Yeah, low. No, it wasn't 30. It was 3. 3 ships that, but I want you to think about that. They're like, oh God, the Borg are coming. Let's send an Oberth ship. Oh God.
I really hope that was a case of, like, we've got nothing else. Sir, it's the Oberth or nothing.
Right.
Maybe they could take a few hits before the Borg kill us all.
Well, yeah, but my thing is you could be using that to get people off or to try to save other people, not, like, included in the battle.
Wonder, maybe it was like a rogue captain who was like, my orders say to evacuate the planet, but I'm going to go and take my Oberth into battle. We're going to take out these Borg.
Yes.
That's why they're like, Picard, you need to stay away from these fights from now on. Because rogue captains and Oberths.
They say we're not fit. I say they're sissies. All right. Lore's fleet name is Guardians of the Lore. Guardians spelled incorrectly. I think it's Guardians because I was stupid when I put the fleet together.
Guardians. Is that what you said?
Guardians.
Is that correct?
No, isn't it? Well, it's either Jaurdians or Juar. However you
It's GUA in reality.
Okay, then misspell that. Yes, so
okay.
misspell that. But
just Haribo is saying in our chat that it's Gaurdians. So
right.
Guardians.
Right. Oh, and there was a Constitution class ship there too, by the way, at the Battle of Wolf 359.
Oh.
Here's what actually happened. Now, in real life, we can explain and understand why this did. They only have a certain number of models, and they wanted to make it look good, right?
Yeah.
So they obviously threw whatever ships they had of the models. But still, it makes it weird when you look at it from a lore standpoint.
Oh, it totally does. And there's one of the things that I love about being in sci-fi fandom is getting to see the lore and help explain the lore that explains things that had to be done because of production reasons.
Right. But, sometimes they do a good job of explaining it, and sometimes they don't. I think Doctor Who does wonderful on doing things on a shoestring budget. Sometimes Trek shows do it good, sometimes they don't. Okay, so let me...
Oops, I'm about to blow up.
Well, I've been blowing up all the time, don't feel bad. So let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you if it's okay, because they're asking my opinion, not what's actually going to happen. Okay?
All right.
Lord, do you think we could see the Gamma Quadrant? Which I'm assuming they're asking if... Because the Gamma Quadrant's not available in Star Trek Online, right?
It is available for one mission. There's a mission where you go to the Gamma Quadrant.
Okay.
Now,
do I think...
I want to make sure I get this right. The Gamma Quadrant... Delta Quadrant is Voyager, Gamma Quadrant is Deep Space Nine, yes?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
So, is it alright if I give my opinion on what you guys might do, as long as we say it's not in stone and it's just my opinion?
I have not told you anything, and I swear that anything that comes out of your mouth in the next few minutes is not endorsed by Cryptic Studios. There you go, have fun.
So, I would say that this game, I've played this game since day one, or very close to it, and when things have been consistently asked for and civil, it seems like the developers respond. I also think that the Gamma Quadrant is quite diverse with a lot of things they could add to it, so there's no reason for them not to do it. That's not to say they will or anything, but if I had to guess, at some point we'll probably see more of the Gamma Quadrant, because there'd be no reason not to have it. Especially since especially since Deep Space Nine is I think it's the most popular in syndication when it comes to Trek, so I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah. It definitely is very popular amongst our team as well.
Right.
Without saying too much more, our executive producer is a very big fan of the Deep Space Nines.
Right. Because it's just a good series.
It is. It's a very good series. I'm not a huge fan of the ending, but the rest of it is really amazing.
My Twitch is sucky quality-wise. It should be consistent, because it looks like it's good on this. Let me check my Twitch.
Looking at it, and it looks like... it looks like it's a little low res, but not oh my god, I can't watch it. Oh, somebody says yes, you can get. Sorry, I missed this because I wasn't looking at our Twitch chat. But somebody said the Breen bridge officer is available after you complete the Breen arc of missions, which I thought so. So yeah, you can have a Breen and you can make everything cold.
But their planet is very warm, amazingly.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't care. I don't care about anything having to do with minutia. Can't believe they made me get on with this guy.
No, I love minutia. You should hear my arguments about Star Trek in the break room. Oops! Oh god, I'm flying away. Why am I doing that?
By the way, I can assure you guys that Mike is going to single-handedly fix everything to do with the game. So if you're asking that, it's going to get done within the next... This is just me, not Cryptic endorsed, but it's definitely getting fixed in the next 30 minutes. Turn off all your consoles.
I'm in the office right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over to the server and hit the button that says switch the thing.
Yeah.
And then when I hit the button that says switch the thing, all your dreams will come true.
Right. So go ahead and just do that. It's going to all be good.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. So we're not going to enter the new link just yet, unless... Sure, I'll be anybody's friend.
I have pressed the button. All bugs are fixed.
All fixed. All right, let me look at chat for not a couple minutes, but for 60 seconds, and then we'll play the next game. Let's see. We have DS9 is love hate, no try to like. Hey Mike, please. Well, we already said that. You've already fixed everything. DS9. DS9
but
is
also,
like.
let me respond to that actually. David Figueroa, when you say please fix the and then leave something completely like vague, like just fix the entire Xbox and PS4 versions, and that doesn't help anybody because we don't know what to fix. So if you want something fixed, please do send us detailed explanations of what's wrong and what you're encountering, because then I can pass those to QA and they can fix things. Sorry, continue.
You're good. Joe Cool McCall, I'm actually looking at both, but yes, if it looks like I'm talking to somebody randomly, it's probably in another chat. I have both Twitch and YouTube up. I'm trying to make Twitch a lot better, though, so if you're talking in Twitch, you're going to get preference when I respond. I think the Kazinti, are you talking about the Zinkethi? The Kazinti are not canon, because they contradict something in TOS.
The Kazinti are the cat people from TOS.
Yeah, that's they're called the Zinkethi, aren't they?
No, the Zenkethi are a race that was only mentioned twice in Deep Space Nine and TNG in passing, and they are the major villain of the current arc in Star Trek Online. Okay. The Kazinti are the cat people from the animated series who it's really weird what's happened with them, but for some reason their creator has the rights to them rather than CBS, and so that's why we have Cations and Farasins in our game, because we wanted to give you guys cat people, but we can't use those guys.
Now that's interesting to me, because the animated series has recently become canon because CBS has decided it to be canon.
Oh, interesting.
And so that war and everything that they discussed, well, they discussed outside that too, but I mean, a lot of what they did in the animated series with Kazinti, in theory, would be considered canon. I wonder if that's different. I'll have to look that up, because I did an entire battle breakdown of the wars between, I thought it was Zinkethi, maybe I was wrong, the Kazinti. Yeah. I'm right in the battle breakdown, I'm sure, but maybe I got confused today. But I did a battle breakdown of the entire war and everything. It's really interesting. Let's see. So yeah, no Kazinti. I'm sorry.
Admiral Saval, hey Mike, will DS9 mark at station make it into the game? I don't know what those words mean in that order. So if you could rephrase them into an order I can understand, I will be happy to answer the question.
Individually, all those words make sense, but put together in that specific sentence.
Yeah.
Did you guys just join? Because I hit join. Did that work?
Yeah, I think I'm in. I just got to hit begin the new link.
Fantastic. I think they're a nod to cat people in another sci-fi universe. TAS is canon for some situations, but not all. See, that's why, for the longest time, as long as Roddenberry was alive, for sure, the animated series was not canon. That was his thing. He didn't like expanded universe. He didn't like books. He didn't like the animated series. He wanted it all to be real life and on a screen. And since he's been gone for quite a while, they finally started including things. Captain April, holo-emitters, what is it called? Holographic technology, like what you see in the Next Generation. So now they're just picking and choosing, and that makes my job so much easier, can I say? God, I hope they continue to do that.
I'm sure. I'm going to just run into the middle of this group of bad guys and tank them all myself. As you can see, I'm very good at this game.
And I'm going to stay back and not play that. I just love the Akira class. I can't play it that well. Okay, so here's a question. Here's a question for you that I would love to answer if you can't.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, in your opinion, why isn't Star Trek Online's timeline spread out more realistically than it is 2409 to 2410 in-game, not 2409 to 2416 as an example?
So the reasoning behind that is actually a very good reasoning, and it's because, but it's one that's ended up being a little weird. The reasoning is we wanted to do something with Nexus, and the Nexus was coming back in 2409 or 2410, whatever the year we were on was. And so we were waiting until we could do a Nexus episode to move the timeline forward. And so we just did it. It's called Beyond the Nexus. So now we should be more free to move years forward. However, you'll notice if you go to the missions, because Beyond the Nexus is a mission where you meet Geordi LaForge, and we wanted captains to meet and interact with LeVar Burton earlier in the game, we actually moved it earlier in the timeline. So now it happens way earlier, at least for Federation captains, which means that we didn't need to condense it, which is weird, but that's how it is. But the reason we waited for so long is because we wanted to use the Nexus. And so I think, I know Al, our lead designer, wanted to stretch the timeline out more, but we were kind of sitting on, well, the Nexus is coming back in 2410. We've got to wait and do something with that.
Let me ask you this out of curiosity.
Sure.
What do you say to people who find the fourth wall is kind of hurt by the fact that you have Constitution classes fighting alongside like Akira and Sovereign and things like that? Get over it?
Well, not get over it, but the vigorous glasses adjustment, read lore. So anytime we put a ship from the wrong timeline in the game, something from the TOS era or something from, like Enterprise or something like that, if you look at the item's description, it's usually very clear, or at least in the blogs that come out about it, that this ship, while it might be, hundreds of years old, is either a recreation with updated modern technology or has been upgraded quite a bit from the original version. So you can't have a Star Trek game where you can fly any ship and say you're confined to ships from this new era, because people want to fly, the original Constitution and stuff. So luckily, it being Star Trek, we can say temporal shenanigans, and also the ship, is been upgraded.
Right. Well, and that's kind of what I said. I do a series on Star Trek Online we talked about before we went live. And the very first one, that's what I said. There was just that there's so much conflict, and Starfleet is on all sides. They just grabbed every ship they could, and they just they upgraded it. Because that's what they did with... That's the only way Mirandas can fight in the Dominion War, is if they're upgraded. There was no way a Miranda could stand up to a ship unless you had a Dominion War variant.
And I mean, if you think about it, they're picking ensigns and giving them command of a ship. So it makes sense that they would give them an old ship that they'd upgraded just to get through it.
Yeah, I did think about that too. It's like, hey, you don't want to give a sovereign necessarily to a cadet, even if the admiral or captain had a lot of faith in him. Yeah.
One of the nice touches they did, I don't know if you saw the recreation they did, the screen accurate recreation they did of the TNG bridge, the Enterprise D bridge, but in the captain's quarters, they replaced the model that Picard had of the first ship he commanded with the Miranda class, because they know as a Federation captain that's the first ship you commanded. It's the one from the tutorial. Okay. So I thought that was a neat little touch.
Yeah, I agree. Did the Miranda stand up? They were the red shirts of the ship classes.
Well, the ones do now. If you've flown a Reliant, I mean, those things are beasts.
Right. Well, and they did pretty well. I mean, if you look at the Dominion War, everything got exploded. You see Akira-class ships, Galaxy-class ships. The Defiant itself was destroyed, so it's not like anything was sacred.
Yeah.
I have no idea Larry has the whole... What? Nope, I guess I gotta see other things for that. Are the Kzinti related to the Gary 7 aliens from Aegis Temporal Defense Organization? I read the DTI EU novels, but there really is little tie-ins. I'm gonna let Mike take that one.
All right, reply to Jimmy again. Sorry, there's somebody in the Twitch chat who's didn't like the next episode we did and wants me to know so bad that he's posted it 3 or 4 more times.
Oh, that's good. You needed to know that, so I'm glad that they did that.
It's good to see that.
Are there?
He also wants to know if there's anything cool we're working on. Yes, we're working on many cool things. I can't tell you about any of them, but they're very cool.
Hello, you're working on a partnership with the best YouTube channel that's ever existed right now. So I mean, there's
working on a partnership with Geek and Sundering. Sorry, just kidding.
Guys, I want you to unsubscribe from Star Trek Online and then tell them on the Twitter. No, I'm joking. So the question:
we love you guys.
Are the Kzinti related to the Gary 7 aliens from Aegis Temporal Defense Organization? I read the DTI EU novels, but there really is little tie-ins. I have no idea what's being talked about, so I'm going to let you take care of that one.
Sure. My answer is maybe.
Just maybe.
I don't know what any of them
You don't know what he's saying.
Other than the Kzinti, I have no idea what he just said.
There's a good chance it probably might be there. If you look right, maybe so. So hope that clarifies.
That's one of those things that our writer, Paul, would be able to answer a lot better than me. Unfortunately, he's not around. Probably should have had him do this since we are a low focus channel.
Well, I'm not Geek and Sundry, so apparently...
the funny thing is we are with Geek and Sundry, so... My terrible jokes have merit.
Okay, I expect a shout-out when you're on with Geek and Sundry. I'm just saying, putting it out there. I found Geek and Sundry through the guild. That was what's her name?
Oh, that was a good. Felicia Day.
Yeah, through that's how I figured out Geek and Sundry, because I was watching the guild and then I looked up Felicia Day and found her on that.
They do a Star Trek tabletop show called Shield.
Okay.
That's really, really cool. And we hang out with the cast a lot, and they do giveaways and stuff. It's fun.
Sweet.
Yep.
Jesus has no one seen DS9. I guess I haven't, Will Walker.
Well, I have. I've seen every episode of Deep Space Nine, but that doesn't necessarily mean like I know what you were talking about.
Well, yeah, that's my thing. Not only have I seen DS9, I literally put food on the table by analyzing it to an unreasonable degree. So, I mean,
so no, you haven't. You've seen none of it.
Yeah, no, never even heard of it.
O'Brien, who's that? Never heard of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm supposed to scan the container back here, by the way. I think I forgot about it.
Yeah, because we're sitting here talking about Geek and Sundry, and then the other people have fallen.
You set it up so well. I had to.
I know.
I'm sorry. It was too easy of a joke.
I like how we have no engineers lore. I'm Azri. Oh, what's up, Azri? Yeah. So they get on to me a lot about this.
Science.
As I said, I'm a casual gamer of this. So my entire team that I send down, nothing but tactical. Just every one of us. That's all we do.
I bring my science board along all the time because he heals me, and I need people to heal me because I die a lot.
See, I die a lot too, so maybe I need to start bringing my science up.
Maybe, if you go on the forums, people will be like, "My God, why aren't you using X buff that you got from this mission here?" And I'm like, "Because there's so many,
right?
There's just so many buffs."
Yeah. Great. My questions aren't showing up. Great, Michael Speedman. What I need you to do is type @lore reloaded, then ask your question. I'll be able to see it definitively then.
It's possible. There's one of the things that I found is that boff is a word that Twitch just auto moderates. Oh yeah, your Twitch stream has gotten much more low res than it was.
Whoa, that's weird.
What boff, which is the short version of bridge officer, also means other things on the internet. So Twitch auto mods that word. So sometimes we, yeah. Admiral Saval wants to know if Cisco will ever make it into the game. We don't talk about upcoming content, but I think a lot of we would love to get some of the captains into the game. They're one of the only characters we don't have. We don't have Kirk or Picard or Cisco or Janeway, I will never say never, but it's a lot harder to get them. They tend to be more expensive and have more demands on their time.
Right. Well, and I think, here's my thing. I think we really need Janeway. Janeway adds something that you don't have in Star Trek Online, which is a Federation villain. Not really a good Federation. So I think we need to add...
Piling on the Voyager hate.
But seriously, folk, I'll be here all night. Michael Speedman, is there going to be more ships for the Romulans like 3 light warbirds such from the 24th century? They don't confirm... Oh, I remember this episode. Oh, yeah. They don't confirm any future content, but there's no reason that they wouldn't expand Romulans at some point, right?
No reason. Generally, we make content, like every time there's a big bundle, usually Romulans get 3 new ships. As do all the races, and all of our ships, like event ships and things like that, are usable by all the factions. So, yeah, that's about what I have to say about that. There's more ships coming, probably. We don't talk about it real quick.
No preferences. A story about your unique character when we know everyone has the same story. What, Raven? What is the one thing you would like to see in Star Trek Online? Besides me as a captain speaking in the Federation. Let's see. What would I like? Huh. That's a good question. I would like to see an expansion. Hold on. I'm waiting for this to go. I'd like to see an expansion in their ground combat as well as what's going on in the ships themselves. It feels like when you visit your ship, it's neat, but there's nothing there for it. I get there are things you can do,
right?
But for me, it just doesn't add a lot of value to it. Again, I'm casual, so.
No, you're not wrong. The ships are, I think, closer to player house. The ship interiors are closer to player housing or something like that. Didn't we just see this cutscene? But there isn't the interior of the bridges. People want to see, like, be able to use it in combat or make it, part of a mission. The problem with that is there's so many different bridges and everybody has a different one that it actually would be a technical nightmare to try and combine them all that way. Try and make them all accessible in one mission. Like if you had a mission that's like you have to go back to your bridge, the technical process of everyone being able to go to their bridge for that mission would just be insane.
I'll say this as well, and this is me being honest. I personally am not, and I kind of said it before, but I personally am not impressed with anything to do with ground in this game. I would love to see an expansion of that greatly. I love the game. I do enjoy the game. I wouldn't be here doing this if I didn't. But that's just if I was to name something, I don't really need new content. I just need an expansion of current content. That's my
Now,
point.
when you say an expansion, what are you looking for? That's one of those vague things that I can't really do anything.
I'll tell you. Well, I would be happy to talk to you about it. It would involve there are examples I could give you of other games. So if you'd like, we can take that offline, or I can tell you right now. But
sure, go for it. I mean, make it again, but like this other game. I'm going to tell you right now, is not something we got the resources to do.
No, I
don't think you're going to see the ground game get totally remade into something new and different.
I'm just saying, buy out the Old Republic, or maybe have like a baby with them. Because here's my opinion, since you gave me permission.
I did.
The Old Republic does ground combat excellent. Does everything about ground in the original in the original. God, I do track too much. In the Old Republic is wonderful. Everything in space with the Old Republic is horrific. So
if we could combine our two games.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Just do that. Just buy them out. It's going to be that easy. Just make the call.
Yep, we're gonna go call Disney tomorrow and be like, hey, this game that you own the license to, we're buying it. No, I think if there was ever like an STO 2 or something like that, which is not something we're working on right now, there would be updates to that. We would probably change the system. I do think ground is, I won't say weak. I think it's weaker than space combat. I think space combat is where our game really shines. But I do enjoy it, and I enjoy the things that we do with it, that we do well. Sure. I think melee is fun. I think a lot of the times you fight in the arena with all the different crazy powers people have gotten over the years are really fun. But yeah, I think something like that, where you're like, let's just create an entire new version of ground, is not something you're likely to see with our game.
Right.
Anytime soon.
And that's fine. I was just asked my opinion, so
Yeah, no. I totally understand. I just was responding to your opinion. Asks my right.
Right.
As a Klingon warrior. No, wait, sorry.
So here's a question. When will Feds be able to visit Quonos and KDF visit Earth? We can both visit New Romulus without fighting, and we are big on happy.
So bad, and it's unfighting. So, when this game was first designed, it was designed in the vein of World of Warcraft, which was the big stuff at the time. So it was, with the original developers who worked on the game were like, we're going to have two factions that will be eternally at war. They will be the Klingons, and they will be the Federation. And that is hard-baked into the game's code, to the point where I've asked designers how you would go about changing it, and they have kind of blanched. So we've managed, so new content we can create to make it so that everybody can go there, but going in and making old content or making it so that like Federation and Klingon characters can team together, I've been told is like months and months and months of work, more than it's worth it to do, at least right now. Although I think it's something that everybody wants, and as soon as we can find a way to do it and also be working on creating new content for you guys, it's something they'll want to do.
Awkward silence. Sorry, I was trying to do this. I was trying to do the what the game was asking. What are you and Mike's opinion on the game tiein novel?
I never read it, but I heard it's good.
I didn't know one existed.
Yeah, it came out when it first came out, and I heard it's really good. I want to do another. because we've got like 6 or 7 years of in-game fiction that right now is just sitting in blogs on the website that I think would be awesome to have as a short story collection, and really easy to do. But that's that's not something that's in the cards at all. That's just something that I think would be cool.
Right. Have I shared Jabberwocky with you? Are you?
I don't know. Usually it seems like I can just follow you and start the mission whenever you get there.
Okay.
I don't seem to be getting the shares, but that's fine.
Question for our quest: does he want the Orville? Do you want the
yes, I enjoy that show, but the Orville will not be in game.
So
because it's licensed by a different company.
Right. Well, maybe so you and me are going to disagree on this, and if you can't talk about it, that's fine. The best thing that could ever happen to me is if CBS got bought out by Disney. Oh man, you guys are wonderful. Eagle Moss is wonderful. YouTube and CBS not so wonderful. Best thing that could ever. Disney of all companies, Disney works with me. So I hope one day that you can be under Disney's umbrella, and then you can have all kinds of tie-ins, right?
I like where we are now, but I mean, even if Disney bought CBS, we wouldn't be under Disney's umbrella, because we're a licensed game. We're not owned by CBS.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it beginning for you?
It is beginning for me because I got there and hit begin Jabberwocky.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. So anyway, I love CBS. Don't sue me, CBS. At went out. Nope. Let's see. I've met Larry many times over the years. The last time he was. What? Okay, I'm not even sure what that's talking about.
Somebody might be talking about different things.
I know they like to do that. How expensive? How expensive is the game? It's absolutely free. It's
totally free.
It's a free to play. I can tell you that, like any free to play, they put a lot of cool stuff behind a paywall. I find it generally all the stuff is reasonable in my opinion.
I will also to qualify that. We don't put any story content or any things that you can play behind the paywalls. There are items and ships and cosmetic items that you can pay for.
Right.
And certainly some of those players would say are better than the free things. I have definitely heard that argument made many times.
I think you can go. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
We don't ever put story content. Like if you want to go and have an adventure with Geordie tomorrow, you won't have to pay for it. That's.
You can go through this entire game and never pay a dime.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely free, though they have some really cool stuff through a paywall. How much time do I have to invest in it? And are there tons of in-game purchases to be competitive? Their PvP, they have PvP. It has been my experience. It is not the highlight of the game. It's more grouping with people and fighting PvE. And I have found...
Star Trek's about getting along, after all.
Right. And I have found that you don't have to buy to stay competitive with people in that, though, I mean, hard-line gamers may disagree. I don't know. I don't know much about this game. Is there a single-player content? This is all... You can do single-player or you can do multiplayer.
Yep. In fact, I would say it's mostly single-player. Like single-player that you can play with other people. All the story content you can play by yourself if you like.
Right. I have said this before, if you're big on Trek storylines, if you like commanding your own ship, I would definitely suggest it. It is my opinion, and I would push this, is that if you play this game a lot, and so, first off, let me just go ahead and say how...
Shit.
What's going on?
Azri's fighting a ship by himself over there. We have left him to die.
He's good. He's good, man. He doesn't need us. I would say... So, my partnership with Star Trek Online is that they allow me to do giveaways. I get to have some cool people come on talk with me, things like that. And beyond the giveaways, there's not anything else between us at the moment. And I would say this. If you play this game a lot, or if you play any free game a lot, I think that you should try some of their stuff. I think it's only fair. Now, that's my personal opinion. And I do that with every game. For instance, before any partnerships or anything like that, I would buy stuff from the Zen store just because I play this game a lot. And I would encourage anyone else to do that because I think that's the fair thing to do. But you don't have to. You can play the entire game without spending 1 red cent.
That is true.
Edlore wrote it. Then they are talking about the Larry Niven novels and races like the Kazinti. Gotcha.
Ah, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Larry Niven created the why can't I say their name tonight? Kazinti, I think. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Captain Mickey Mouse, oh geez, from Disney. I'm just saying, Disney has been extremely good to me, so I like Disney.
I will say, like, I don't have any opinion on whether Disney should purchase us or not, at least officially. But I will say, every time they buy something new, there's a lot of people saying, well, they're going to dumb it down and make it kiddie and make it Disney-fied, and they haven't done that with Marvel or Star Wars, so...
I would say The Last Jedi had one or two moments that felt Disney, but beyond that, there isn't any major hits, especially with Marvel.
I'm not gonna get into the long debate that I could about Last Jedi here.
Well, I would hate to beat you in front of all of your fans on your Twitch, so I can completely understand.
I see, that's how it's gonna be.
No, I mean, I understand. You can back down right now in front of everybody. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Any other questions? Okay, I'm supposed to tell you, for the love of Q, please spec your bloody captain.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So they're talking about, in the top left-hand corner, the purchase skills. Let's do this right now. Let's do it together. Are we ready? All right, so we go here. I may be doing it wrong. I click on the pulsating thing, right? I click there. I click one. I click select. Purchase skill. Let's see if it works. Doesn't work. Now, it's probably on my side. I'm not saying this game. I'm just saying I have tried to purchase my bloody skills. My bloody skills never get purchased.
That's weird and not how that should be working at all.
I should report it to customer care.
Yeah, you should contact customer support, but if you've done that already.
I have not, no. Because it's more important. It's more important to...
There's two of your team members wearing short skirts now, myself and Nasri.
I want to wear a short skirt. Oh, sweet. I'm going to get me one of those. My audience cares more about it than I do. As I say, I just like playing the game. I mean, I'm sure it would help me play the game.
It definitely would. However.
I just like playing the game. So, I will work on that offline at some point. I think I honestly don't think it's the game. If I thought it was the game, I'd say it. I think that it's human error at this point. But I will work on it offline.
If it wasn't on a huge delay and it wouldn't derail the stream utterly.
Right.
I would say I'll try it again and I'll take a closer look. But
I mean, yeah, it's not a huge deal. There's just a minority of people that have an issue with it.
So, Gol Kardec was a changeling. This does not bode well.
This does not bode well.
You gotta fight between Ewok fans and Porg fans in your chat.
I don't think Porgs are Ewoks. I think that Porgs were done really well, in my opinion. Versus good. Ewoks.
I also like Ewoks. I'm one of those weird people who Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. So.
Well, sure. I mean, it's okay if you like subpar media events. Obviously, you can't have these discussions with me, I'm sure, so I'm just going to take pot shots while we're live.
I think I could talk Star Wars with you. I just didn't want to... I wasn't sure if you were going to be one of those, like, The Last Jedi was the worst piece of crap to ever exist people, because I didn't want to derail your stream.
Oh, yeah.
20 to 30 minutes of that.
Because my stream is well known for, just being straight-laced and everything.
Yep.
What are we? We're on Spoils of War now, right? I think.
Yeah, I don't know I don't have any objectives on my map, so I don't know what we're doing.
Well, Spoils of War, that's DS9, yeah. Spoils of War. What are we supposed to do here? The true way is still in an orb.
Yep.
I gotta go to the system.
Asri says, can you share the next mission? It looks like you have not.
I did just then. That may be delayed. So, Asri, let us know in the comments if it...
I'm just going to jump up space, and...
I would say stretch the skill window. Sometimes resizing windows helps with those errors. Errors? Are the Star Trek Discovery uniforms going to come back? Can you talk on that or no?
Give it to me again. Sorry,
Are the Star Trek Discovery uniforms going to come back?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
When, I'm not sure. But yeah, we gave those away for free at the launch of Discovery on both PC and console.
Yeah, I think I was busy at that time.
Yeah, and so we will definitely give people another shot at getting those if you didn't get them the first time. I don't know when, and I don't know if they'll be free when they come back because we had them as free for a while. But.
Where are the Badlands? It says I need to go to the Badlands, but it won't let me...
You gotta go out to space. You gotta leave the system.
Yeah.
And then Go to Badlands.
Well, usually it takes me outside. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Have you spec'd for ground at all? No, I need to. I need to spec. Okay, I need to completely spec. So we'll just assume I haven't spec'd if you're watching this. I don't mind porgs. I always like new aliens, to be honest. I heard something. I don't know how true it is. I heard that the porgs, there was actually a native animal that they just wanted to make it easier.
Because the puffins, the whole island they were filming Octo on is a protected island,
right?
And so the puffins, they're a protected native species. They can't be like, well, get them out of the shot, and so they had to digitally replace them with something, and so that's where the porgs first came from.
Which captain has the biggest kill count from their crew? I think E.C. Henry did something on that. I think Cisco was the safest, ironically.
Weird.
If you exclude the Dominion War with all the, I was about to say NPCs, with all the extras, direct crew, and I want to say Janeway, but that's probably bias right there. I don't know who the most one was. But
I'm gonna guess it's like you're talking about like people who have most members of their own crew die.
Direct crew is what it's
end up being Picard. Just because like early TNG was very red shirty,
right?
And TOS it turns out is not as red shirty as what it was.
Right. We're going to do this one, and then we're going to probably finish up there unless you want to keep going. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but we are at an hour now. So
yeah, I am having fun, but I should probably also go pick up my daughter from the house.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, she's fine. They're fine.
She's fine. Everything's fine.
The USS Vengeance is getting the heck beat out of it.
Yep, that's me. My ship. It gets the heck beat out of it all the time. So this ship, this character, was created so that I could test Federation content. I don't normally play with him very much, and so he was dev magic up to 60 rather than played up to 60. Okay. So like he doesn't have very good gear. His ship isn't very powerful. If I wasn't hanging out with you guys, he would be getting stopped like very regularly.
So 2 questions I don't think you can answer. Is Star Trek Online going to play with the Prophet Pa Wraith conflict? Can we hope for real Jim Hadar parts for customizing alien captains when expansion comes out? My current one is a freak. Okay.
I want to see your freak Jim Hadar. Send us a picture.
To where?
Can't talk about content. I don't know.
No.
Send it somewhere.
Oh,
so that we can see it.
Okay, send it. Either send it to @LoreReloaded on Twitter or James at LoreReloaded.com, and I'll make sure he gets it.
I can't talk about upcoming content, unfortunately. But there's some cool stuff coming.
Let's see, scan anomaly, and they haven't told me anything. If they did, I couldn't talk about it either, though. So I'd be bound by the same constraints. But they haven't told me anything. I doubt they ever will. They don't send me swag either. They talk about Geek and Sundry. I don't even know why I'm in this partnership.
We don't send Geek and Sundry swag. If that helps.
I feel tons better. Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, it was really funny because when I visited their office, their producer had this thing on his desk that you were only supposed to have if you worked on the game when it launched. And I was like, "How did you get that?" And he was like, "Oh, they sent it to us." Way back in the guild days, and back then we weren't doing video game stuff, so it's just been sitting in a closet for like 6 years. And then I started playing the game, so I was like, "Oh, I want this."
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm joking with you, by the way. I get even if they did get swag or anything like that, I know how I get it. So I
totally understand that you're kidding. Don't worry.
Yeah. Any chance of Tholian campaign? He can't talk about upcoming stuff. You know what I'd like to see? I think
there's a lot of stuff we've done with the Tholians. I would say they're probably not on the list of things that are happening soon, because we've done a lot of Tholian content in the past, and they popped up in Survivor, which was a mission last year that we did.
Right.
So yeah, but nothing soon, I don't think.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see. Where you could play the Borg, where you could be a part of the
cooperative.
The cooperative, yeah.
That is the number 2 thing I get asked about the most. The number 1 thing, weirdly, is playable Cardassians. Playable Borg come in second, and it's something that we are very aware of that people want, which is about all I can say. But yes, But Maria, my producer, has a wonderful idea for unplayable Borg that she really wants to implement, where you get assimilated and then you just have to sit there and watch your character and you can't do anything.
Well, they technically already have that. Where in the game that happened the first time that happened to me, freaked me out. I was like, "What the heck is going on?
What the heck is this?"
Yeah. And then it was attacking one of my teammates who was now okay. So you've seen my most recent video, I think. Where I did and it's not something you can joke about a lot, but or joke about at all, but really where they freeze up, and that happened. One of my crewmates or the AI just froze up for whatever reason, and so I'm running over there, attacking, assimilating. I'm like, "Run, you fool, or fight back, or do something!" And for whatever reason, he froze up. It was the most frustrating thing that ever happened. I've had an easy life, as you can tell, but no, I mean, yeah, it was cool when it happened. Yeah. Community manager. His name is Mike, and he has feelings. What's your favorite ship class and career class? His favorite ship class would probably be Akira, so go ahead and tell him your favorite career class.
No, my favorite ship class is Birds of Prey, but I don't fly them because they're not as good as the one that I have, which is a carrier. I just think they're pretty. My favorite command class is Tactical because I like doing damage, and I don't understand all this healing stuff that you other classes do. It doesn't make sense to me. How do you heal in glorious battle? You'll never get to Stovacor as a healer.
Oh man, you should. Yeah, that would be a big conversation between a discussion on how honor is done between the original series all the way to Deep Space Nine. But
I love the idea. I'm playing in the Star Trek tabletop game we play every now and then. I'm playing a Klingon science officer who believes that he can gain honor and get to Stovacor through scientific discovery. And I love that idea of Klingons who like believe in other kinds of honor than just stabbing someone in the face.
Well, that was the original series. The original series, you didn't have to be a warrior. Whatever you did, you had to do it with honor, and you had to be the best at what you could be, right?
Yeah.
So you could be a scientist, you could be a janitor. You just had to do it with honor. It wasn't, I have to go kill everybody, and oh, Voyager, sweet, sweet child. Anyway, let's see. Lore's under an NDA, guys. Even if I was under an NDA, they literally have told me nothing. So you don't have to worry about that.
You cannot disclose the things we don't tell you.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. Could we see Discovery and Star Trek Online? They can't confirm anything in the future, but there'd be no reason for it to come up someday, but they can't confirm anything in the future.
Yep, definitely can't confirm anything.
What's going on? Not Josh Kelly, kind of like the lawyer in Enterprise. Don't know what we're talking about. Would you like a free set of 3D printable gaming terrain for spaceships?
Yes. I don't know what that is, but if it's free, absolutely. Send it my way.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Voyager, the black sheep of Star Trek. You know,
there's parts of Voyager I like. I haven't finished watching through it. But yeah, and there's definitely some episodes that I was just like, why? But there's parts of it that I really enjoy, and the characters, even in the quote-unquote Black Sheep show, are really good.
Well, I mean, there are parts of a root canal that you can enjoy. They give you good drugs. The people are nice and friendly. They're happy because they're getting paid to cause you pain. I mean, there's a lot of... Not a lot.
There's lots of... there's parts of Deep Space Nine I don't enjoy. That's a more controversial statement, I think.
Well, I mean, people are wrong. There are people who think there's a flat Earth.
This might be the right venue for my grand theory of Deep Space Nine.
You want to give it to me?
Just that Deep Space Nine is a very good television show and fails at being a good Star Trek show.
Is it because of the fighting and everything?
No, not the fighting. It's mostly because of Cisco. If the show, the way to fix it, he says, as an expert, I like to keep the shows
hey, can you adjust your wire again? You're cutting out.
Yeah, hold on. How about now? Are we good?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Apparently, if I step on the wire at all, even like
mine was like that before too. Don't feel bad.
So, Deep Space Nine is a show about the ideals of the Federation being put to the test, and people like Cisco deciding that they believe in the ideals of the Federation so much that they're going to betray those ideals in order to make them survive. Fascinating. But then the end of the show is Cisco becomes a god. If the end of the show was Cisco walks up to Federation Command and says, hey, I did all this shit. I did it because I believe in the Federation. I'd do it again, but I still believe in the Federation ideals. Arrest me. And went to jail. That would be a fantastic ending. I think it would have set right all of the, like, well, you poisoned a planet and murdered a guy, but everyone seems okay with it.
So the poison the planet thing, I agree, that made no sense. That was as far away as you can get. In
the Pale Moonlight, I know, is one of the most beloved episodes, and I'm not trying to disparage it. I just wish there was more follow-up to it than just Cisco did a bad thing, and now he's morally gray.
In the Pale Moonlight, Starfleet actually endorsed and authorized it.
Yeah. I wish there was follow-up for that, too.
So here's my thing on it, because that's not all that uncommon, especially with I'm not saying you are, but purists will get upset about it. It's my opinion that Deep Space Nine, I'm gonna need to watch more Discovery, is not Roddenberry's ideal, but as realistic as we're gonna see in our future. I think it's the idealized future for humanity, because I think that I don't think the next generation would ever exist.
See, that's where I disagree. I think the next generation version of humanity could exist. I think, and this is the debate one way or another, and there's no way of actually proving it. But I always take issue with the idea that the idea of humanity not achieving their goals and not being able to rise above is any more or less realistic than the idea of them being able to rise above, which we just don't know. I mean, there's examples of humans being wonderful and there's examples of humans being terrible, but I don't think we're going to be terrible forever.
You think that we're going to overcome death when our mothers or children die? It's not going to impact us?
Well, I don't. Where does that happen in Deep Space Nine?
Not Deep Space Nine, The Next Generation.
Next Generation. Where does that happen in Next Generation?
It's one of the earlier episodes, Season 1 or Season 2, where Wesley, I don't remember the name, Wesley and others are not upset. And this was a Gene Roddenberry ideal, that they had evolved, the human had evolved so much that death is not as impactful.
So I'm talking more in general than like specific instances. So
okay.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that's stupid. Okay. I don't remember that, but I think that's stupid.
Sure. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't remember Season 1 when it comes to the next gen. I don't blame them. That's, as I told you, our audience isn't the biggest fan of Discovery. I'm not the biggest fan of Discovery, if I'm being honest. But I think that every series in Trek, for whatever reason, has had a very rough Season 1. And generally people hated Season 1, and it took it a couple of seasons to get into its own.
Yeah.
And so, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's been the nice thing about doing Trek or Trek-like shows, like they seem to get the chance to find their feet in a way other shows don't.
Right.
You get a really rough first season, and then they're given the time to figure it out.
Right. Quick question from Twitch.
Yes.
Will there be any more player-designed ship competitions in the future?
Yes. When, I can't tell you. I'm not like I can't tell you like I don't know. It's something we want to do. It's something we were thinking about doing. I think for the anniversary, and we ended up not doing it for this year because of just timing. The problem with doing the player design ship concepts is that our concept artist, instead of having designed one ship, has to design like 7.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
And so if he's backed up with other stuff, it's just not going to happen. But we do want to do it again, and pushing, trying to find.
Let's see. Jason asking something to me. I Twittered you yesterday. I don't know if you understand what I meant. Could you do a video, Lore Reloaded, on the history of the real space program? That what meant was history of NASA. Yeah, no, I understand you want a lore video on NASA. I get that. I put it in the hopper. I'll let you know. This channel is a conversation. It's not an authoritarian. It's not. I have to be passionate about it, and it has to be something that'll cause a conversation. I will do it at some point. Just don't expect it in the next couple of weeks, is what I would say.
Guys, he can't talk about upcoming content, okay?
Exactly. I can't talk about upcoming... yeah, exactly. Took me a second. Wow, that took me way too long. It's late.
That's all right.
Why... yeah, but what about people who lived there that weren't Maquis, but Cisco was willing to destroy everything? Yeah, Cisco was a terrorist.
That thing was terrible. No, just poisoning that planet was awful.
Yeah, there's no reason he shouldn't be sitting in a cell. There was no justification for that. I don't know what writer would sit down and say, yes, chemical warfare and biological weapons against beings. Starfleet. No, I don't know who would ever say that.
And that episode, like, I remember being so angry because afterwards, like, Kira of all people is like, well, good job, Cisco. And I'm like, but your planet, your whole planet,
well,
Cardassians.
I mean, the Maquis and Bajor, in subtext, I believe, but Maquis and Bajor had a little bit of a tidy arrangement between each other, and they just didn't go out of their way to point out. If you look at what the Maquis use, they use a lot of Bajoran ships, just modified.
Yeah.
If they're not using like the Peregrine ships that they get from the Federation. So I think that Bajor and the Maquis had a tidy little relationship there.
I think it's probably.
Have you seen the ad for the new show called Altered Carbon? You don't die, you just go in deep electronic storage until retrieved. Looks like the Blade Runner. That reminds me of a Doctor Who thing.
Yeah.
It was not permanently poisoning. Well, gee golly, then. I mean, that fixes all of it. We only destroyed the planet for 15 to 20 years. I mean, people are going to go back to it. Jeez,
That's fine. Your kids get to go.
I only broke his arm. It'll heal back. Why am I getting a charge? Why are you charging me for assault? Those things heal. I mean, come on. Seriously?
Oh god, gonna blow up. Yep, there I go.
Oh, dude, welcome to my life. Worst was they were Federation citizens. Yeah, the Starfleet didn't care about the Maquis. Starfleet only cared if Starfleet only considered the Maquis Federation citizens when they were going through the court system so that they could be tougher on them. Beyond that, they didn't care. They didn't care that they were getting slaughtered by the Cardassians, and then they didn't care when they were wiped out by the Dominion. That is also contentious with my audience, but it's the honest-to-God truth. It would be like...
Well, there's a thing that you notice if you watch Star Trek for long enough, and that is that individual captains on starships are very moral, upright people who want to do the right thing, and the higher in rank you get, the more of a jerk you become.
Yeah. Well, that's
There's
to make
always
the
that
hero.
guy who's from Starfleet Command who's like, yes, we believe in peace for all life forms, now kill that guy.
Right. Right. That is just funny. I don't know what he's referring to. The Maquis were terrorists, so DS9 was ahead of its time when performing social commentary, as we are at the point in our history, too. They were terrorists, every one of them.
That's cool.
That still doesn't take away the fact that they were also Federation citizens with protections.
And people.
Yeah, well, that
Let's
too.
just put that out. They were people.
Well, yeah, and two wrongs don't make a right, but beyond that, they had all the rights and protections of any other federation. See, a lot of people are like, well, they renounced it. It doesn't matter. I could renounce my American citizenship right now. The cops are still required to defend me if someone comes into my house. That's just the way this works.
If we're looking at it, from a modern world thing, that analog, works really well. But also, if we're looking at it from the ideals of the Federation, like, not killing sentient life should just be a Federation thing. That's kind of what they're about.
Right. But
they do it in self-defense all the time, but needlessly poisoning a planet,
the whole poisoning broken arm thing you said. No real world in chat. Okay. The best way to win is by using all weapons available. Okay.
Oh boy, that's a very Romulan point of view, sir. You're a great Romulan.
I say during Total War, I would agree with that. I don't think the Maquis conflict would be considered Total War. All right, yeah.
And even during the Dominion conflict, I can't see it being acceptable Federation-wise to be like, let's commit genocide on the Jem'Hadar or something like that,
So one quick thing, I would more say George Washington wasn't a terrorist, but a traitor. But let's keep that out. Let's keep it away from the real world. Yeah, let's just talk about this specifically. And I think maybe that's where me and Mike probably would disagree when it came to the Dominion War and that being total war. Because, again, based on what you said, and I'm not going to get into a discussion because we're done and you're about ready to go, but I think there can be justifications for a total war. It's the only way you win, but that's neither here nor there. The Maquis wasn't a total war. There's absolutely no reason for complete... All he ever wanted was to capture any Starfleet officer that ever went to the Maquis, and that's not justification to poison a planet.
Exactly.
Not only did he poison a planet, but he also killed at least two people in that one ship in the same episode.
Yeah.
They were far outmatched. There was no reason the Defiant should have fired on that ship. And he just killed two people outright. But on that lovely note, we're going to be heading out. Is there anything you wanted to say to my audience when it comes to Star Trek Online, anything like that?
Thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope you had fun watching the game and listening to us, go nuts about Star Trek. If you want to check out more STO, I know James is going to be doing a few more streams, but also every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we are at twitch.tv/perfectworld or on the Star Trek Online Facebook page. I'll be there answering questions, having developer interviews, things of that nature. And if you haven't played the game and you want to try it, just go to StarTrekOnline.com. It's completely free.
Don't listen to him. Don't go to Star Trek Online. Go to StarTrekOnline.com/. I'll be doing breakdowns of all the starships, talking about the lore, talking about combat effectiveness, inconsistencies, things like that. So definitely don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you're in my audience, go to twitch.tv/perfectworld and follow them over there. Supporting those I partner with also supports this channel. So please do everything you can. Guys, as I stated before, and one last time, I want to thank you so much. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next Lore Reloaded. And now, we're going to sit here for a second, and we're out.